Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any other videos that I've posted in the past. If you have any video that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. When I was growing up in Hong Kong, I remember all the vegetables are being washed very thoroughly before they are being cooked. And I recall that they would wash in water repeatedly, usually several times. And this rinsing apparently really important. So when I start to do the advanced prepping, of course, as I have mentioned earlier, you want your produce as dry as possible because moisture is the enemy of shelf life. So in this case, when should I wash the vegetable? Should I wash it before I put them away, or should I wash it after? And this is a question that has bothered me for quite some time because I'm not quite sure, can I just not wash the vegetable at all? And this is where Richard comes into the picture again. Now, you remember he trained as a food microbiologist. Like I mentioned earlier, we met in graduate school, and I was in immunology, and he was in food microbiology. So I called him, and that's about probably 15 years ago, and I asked him, what is your opinion about whether we should wash our vegetables or not? Well, first of all, he asked me, he said, think of it, why did you want to wash your vegetable in the first place? Well, I said, I thought, well, you wash it so that you don't have any microorganism contaminations. No, he said, wrong. In fact, the reason you wash your vegetable for only one single purpose, that you want to wash it because the vegetable is dirty. For example, like a lot of time vegetables that grow in soil, there will be a lot of silt in the vegetables. Then obviously you don't want to eat anything that is gritty. And he said, that's the only reason. Then I said, how about microorganism? He said, well, you will never be able to wash microorganisms from your vegetable. If it's contaminated, it is contaminated. And so then I asked him why, when I was growing up, people wash their vegetables so religiously. Well, he said, because they were dirty. A lot of times when you pick vegetables from the field, they just full of dirt. For example, like this bok choy is a good example. For a long time, I used to wash this vegetable thoroughly because I do find that they contain a lot of sand or silt particularly between the folds of the vegetables. So quite often, I will wash it multiple times to make sure to get rid of all the sand. If not, they definitely taste gritty. So he said, in this case, the reasons that particularly, he said, when you grow up in Hong Kong, people wash their vegetables, but they also cook them. He said, did you ever eat vegetables that are not cooked? No. I said, I never recall. In fact, we never ate salad. I remember when I first came to the United States, I went to the cafeteria. I noticed that they have raw vegetables. They have lettuce. I was shocked. I said, how could they eat something raw? Would that be danger for microbial contamination? And he said, exactly. And that's the reason that washing is not intended to remove microorganisms. Instead, washing precisely is to intend to remove any dirt. Now, he said today in the United States, we eat a lot of raw vegetables, particularly in salad. And that is a concern. And he said, since you cannot wash away microorganisms associated with the vegetables, so the only way to prevent that from happening is the way how the vegetable is being cultivated. So there will be least possibility for them to contaminate it with microorganisms. And today, actually, most of the vegetables that you purchase from the supermarket, they are come pre-washed. For example, this bag of cauliflower, broccoli is a good example. It has been already washed, so you're able to use it right away. And so because of this reason, there's really no need to wash almost most of the vegetables anymore because the producer realized that how important cleanliness for the customers. You do not want to have vegetables that have silt in it. In fact, even today, the vegetable that I normally purchase from Asian supermarkets, such as bok choy, it used to have a lot of sands. but now not anymore. So somehow the way how they cultivate it, as well as how they prepared it, allow them to get rid of all those sands associated with it. Now he said, if you do not eat vegetable raw, then there's no reason for you to wash them at all. You can just prep them and store them away, and when you cook them, you will be all good, because the cooking process will kill all the microorganisms. Now, of course, you worry about it dirty, then you want to wash it. Today, there are almost very few vegetables that comes with a lot of dirt. So in this case, you don't need to wash it at all. So I said, how about things like herbicide or pesticide being sprayed on the vegetables? Well, Richard said, again, food producer understand that. So what they would do is that most of the time, almost all vegetables that you see, they have been already pre-washed. Now, of course, the washing process might not be thorough. For example, like a certain type of vegetables that, or certain type, particularly fruit, washing them might not be able to completely remove all the herbicides and pesticides that might have sprayed onto the both the vegetable and the fruit. So in this case, if you want to be sure, then you can wash it. But however, most likely it's not going to make a whole lot of difference. And particularly, certain type of vegetables are sprayed far more frequent as compared to the others. For example, vegetables such as lettuce, they spray more so than, say, cauliflower or broccoli. So again, depend on the type of vegetable that you are going to eat. So that is another important concern that you need to keep in mind. Now, he said actually vegetable is not that big a problem. The spraying practice for vegetable is not as intensive as in the case with fruit. Now, fruit, the appearance of fruit is very important to customers. In fact, the industry of fruit growers, they have a system how to grade their fruit. And based on that, they will come up with a price differential. So spraying fruit is very important. But however, not all fruits are being sprayed in such a way that will result in the contamination of herbicide or pesticide that will affect, in this case, the safety of the fruit. Particularly in the case of fruit that you eat with the skin on it. Well, apple is a good example. You do not peel. Most people do not peel the skin from the apple. And of course, if you want to be safe, you can peel the skin. But the most significant one are the berries. Berries has been sprayed extensively because you want to keep them from insects and also from other type of contaminations. So in this case, spraying is one of the most common practice associated with berries. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and all of those. So if you want to eat berry, you already have the assumption that it has been sprayed. And so in this case, washing it probably is a very good idea before you eat them. So in the case of berries, he said that if I'm going to eat berries, I will always wash them before I'm going to eat them. Again, if you want to store berry in terms of shelf life, it's better to store them as dry. So in this case, you can put them away and only wash them when you're ready to eat them. That will give you the maximum possibility of shelf life. So in summary, what Richard told me is that, first of all, it's no need to wash your vegetables unless you're going to eat it raw. If you're going to cook it, as long as the vegetable looks clean, that do not have dirt on it, washing it is unnecessary. However, if you're going to eat them raw, then washing them probably is a good idea to remove any potential contaminations. When it comes down to fruit, it's a different story. In this case, because a lot of time fruits, particularly certain type of fruits, are heavily applied with pesticide and herbicide. And in this case, it is probably is a good idea to remove them, to wash them. So in many ways, I think Richard gave me a good idea, is that you really do not need to wash vegetables if you're thinking about microbial contaminations, because any microbe that associated with the vegetable will be destroyed from the cooking process. And Richard made a good point. He said, do you ever wash a piece of chicken breast? No, you don't. Or do you wash a piece of steak? No, you don't. And in fact, the chicken breast and the steak and any other type of meat product are far more likely to have microbial contamination as in comparison to the vegetables. So the key is that once you have this understanding, you can make the determination whether you want to wash your vegetables or not. And of course, if you wash them, you will introduce moisture to it, and that will reduce your shelf life. But if those are some of the factors that after talking to Richard, I get a pretty good idea. So today, I normally do not wash my vegetables at all. I cut them up and then I try to make them as dry as possible, as I have discussed in a previous video. And then I will store them in the refrigerator. And if I'm going to eat any vegetable raw, then I probably will wash it before I eating them. So this is my general advice. Give me some opinions of what you think, and I always look for people who have a different type of approach and thinking. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine, so that you can avoid eating fast and ultra-processed food. So if you'd like to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.